Hours after the long-awaited unveiling of the National Super Alliance lineup to take on Jubilee in the August general election, attention has turned to the architecture of the opposition coalition and the power-sharing formula should the team wrestle power from Jubilee in August. While the two key positions of the president and his deputy were clear, the NASA coordinating committee and the technical team had to work on a structure to accommodate the other three principles without upsetting the constitutional framework on the system of government. Hence, the creation of a premier cabinet secretary in charge of coordination of government set aside for Amani Congress leader Musalia Mudavadi and two deputy slots for Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula and Isaac Ruto of Chama cha Mashinani.
I know the positions of, or the use of the name Premier is what people have been jumping on, that these appointments, if they are ever made, will be unconstitutional. You know, the term Cabinet Secretary is a general term. If you're a Cabinet Secretary for Treasury or in charge of the National Treasury, you're a Cabinet Secretary.
Critics have termed the Premier Cabinet Secretary and the two deputies as glorified cabinet ministers with minimal powers. Some of the functions allocated to the new positions include chairing cabinet subcommittees and supervision of government departments.
Like the Premier Cabinet Secretary is not a glorified position. He is a Cabinet Secretary in charge of coordination of all ministries and departments, but under the direction and control of the president. Because, you know, there's that residual role spelled out in the Constitution that the president shall direct and coordinate government ministries and departments.
Should NASA capture power in August, Mudavadi, Wetangula and Ruto would have to await parliamentary approval to assume the positions designated to them in their coalition agreement. Should NASA fail to garner a majority in the National Assembly, Jubilee could flex its muscles in the House to frustrate them.
After nomination, they must be approved. If there's a vote of no confidence or a motion against any one of them, it'll be like for any other cabinet secretary. And therefore, there are no special, you know, and superpowers which are not within the context of the Constitution.
While the power-sharing deal remains a confidential document for now, sources within NASA disclosed that the cabinet slots will be shared equitably in the coalition, factoring in portfolio balance. Tentatively, ODM, Wiper, Ford Kenya and Amani bagging at least 4 slots each, with Chama cha Mashinani getting 3.
Yeah, they have agreed generally that, you know, the first half of cabinet, if you look at that agreement, about 11 slots, have been shared, if you will, amongst the 5 principles on certain structured constitutional principles, and also that, you know, even if you are entitled to a certain ministry, that ministry does not have to come from within your party or within your community.
Francis Gachuri, Citizen Weekend.